Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
In the run-up to the Maastricht summit, you'll be delighted to hear there's one area where Britain leads Europe by a mile. It's the major growth sector of the country, the breaking into and stealing of cars. Latest Home Office figures for the UK show over 500,000 cars went walkies over the last 12 months. Now, we've been watching our tame expert actually breaking into a variety of models. He never took more than 10 seconds to get into these cars. We won't show exactly how he did it, but it seemed ridiculously easy. He was stopped by the deadlocks in Vauxhall's new Astra, but he was under strict orders not to damage the car. Renault's new Clio presented no such problems. 3 seconds. There's certainly no lack of solutions to the problems of cars being stolen. When we invited your ideas earlier on in the series, we received literally hundreds of inventions from companies and individuals. They range from satellite tracking of stolen vehicles to a video camera behind the steering wheel that records the car thief's face. And it also came out that a lot of you are getting very angry about your cars being stolen, and you want to wreak vengeance on the man who's done it. Stuart Codd of Newark came up with the idea of a steel spike under the driver's seat that springs up when an unauthorised driver climbs in. One of the more extreme of the suggestions we received. Now, there's an absolutely bewildering array of gear on offer in the shops. It ranges from electronic car alarms to alarms that incorporate pagers. There's electronic immobilizers and mechanical immobilizers. Now, amongst the items we were sent was a very nice idea from one private viewer. When you leave the car, you simply take away a section of the number plate with you, and it's immediately apparent, if the car's driving along, that somebody's behind the wheel who shouldn't be. Of course, one problem that we are all suffering from is alarm fatigue syndrome. When that hated wailing starts, we all assume it's gone off by accident. We deliberately set off this alarm in a busy car park, and no one challenged our car thief. So why do so many alarms seem to cry wolf?
If they aren't fitted correctly and are not set up correctly, then they can false alarm from a variety of reasons. However, if you go for a professionally fitted alarm, they should not go off unless the vehicle is physically attacked.
Even if a car is alarmed, the professionals can open the doors, pull the bonnet release and silence most of the cheaper systems in seconds. Once in, of course, all cars have had steering locks for almost 20 years now, so you'd think they'd at least be a deterrent. But the police will tell you they pose no problems to 11-year-olds. Now, some car alarm systems have pagers attached. The idea is simple. You keep the pager with you. If anybody interferes with your car, then the alarm goes off. And you know immediately it's your car. You run to intercept the thief. It operates over about a quarter-mile range, which is as far as you can usefully run and still tackle somebody at the end of it. If you do decide to have a car alarm fitted, it's probably worth going for one of these lumps of ironmongery that you fit to the inside of your car. Makes it less attractive to a car thief than the unprotected example further down the street. A lot of viewers suggested a removable steering wheel, but you don't want to walk around with a steering wheel in your hand all day. Now, 27 viewers wrote into us and said, how about putting the backrest of the seat right forward so you can't get behind the steering wheel and take the car away? 26 of you will be disappointed to hear that Mr. Royston Thompson from Swansea has already patented the idea on his Ford Fiesta.
Concerned with the number of cars that are being stolen, I came up with the idea of the driver's seat locking in the forward position. This causes a considerable annoyance factor for the would-be thief.
Another approach, of course, is to knock out the car's motive power. Mr. Graham from Blythe wants a zap gun you can point at the car as it's being driven away. It'll close down the engine computer and bring the car to a halt. An ignition immobilizer system prevents a car from being started in the first place, but cheaper ones can quite easily be bypassed. Now, if you want to avoid those sort of problems, you need a more sophisticated and expensive installation. This is the Vector Control System. It comes with a laser key and some very ambitious claims. They say without the key, it would need a major rewiring job before the car could be started. Our man took a very close look at the installation and recommended, in this case, the use of a low loader for a more leisurely investigation of the challenge at a later date.
We are very much in favour of immobilisation devices, especially fitted in conjunction with an alarm. An alarm can be disconnected in certain circumstances, but something that actually prevents a car from being driven away is also going to be very much a deterrent to any thief.
Now, you must have heard about the police using rat trap cars to catch thieves in the process of getting into vehicles. This is a variation on the theme by a local dealer here in Milton Keynes. The idea is simple. Assuming a thief has fought his way into the car past the door locks, as soon as he starts to interfere with the ignition, the car senses something's wrong. The alarm goes off, the windows go up, all the doors lock, and there's no way out of this vehicle beyond smashing the glass. Sounds a bit drastic. That's what a local dealer is doing, but are the manufacturers themselves doing enough?
We have been campaigning for many years as the British Vehicle Rental and Leasing Association to encourage and motivate them to do much more, because it is a terrible position that we're facing at the moment.
What would you like them to do?
What we want them to do is to build in the design of the new car the sort of measures that would really make it secure against the majority of car thieves, and that is to build in good locks, deadlocking, central locking, because we feel that's a very useful thing to have, together with proper alarm systems with cutouts on the ignition, so that even if a thief gets into the car, he can't drive the car away.
Obviously, some manufacturers try a lot harder than others. BMW and Vauxhall have both won awards for car security. Ford factory fit alarms to a lot of the cars in their range, but they're very cheap components and they don't even meet British standards.
Of the systems that are being fitted to cars as original equipment at the moment, it would appear that only one manufacturer claims to meet the standard. The others don't make such claims.
The decisions may shortly be taken out of manufacturers' hands anyway. The insurance industry is already offering premium discounts on certain selected aftermarket security systems. And Top Gear understands that the government may be considering legislation to force manufacturers to fit alarms and immobilizers to all new cars. Maybe when that happens, those of us who scrimped and scraped for our cars and their accessories could feel slightly less at risk.